please step forward and stand beside counsel. Counsel, please identify yourself for the record, please.
Dr. Beard on behalf of Brianna Williams.
Mr. Beard, nice to see you this morning. We're here for a arraignment stage.
Yes, Your Honor. The same child of 3
Your Honor, I'm in receipt of that 3-count information. At this time, we plead not guilty. This is case number 2019 CF 11711. We've asked to have suspicions of the
All right, 2 counts, child neglect, 1 count of giving false information.
We never saw a child. We never heard a child. Nothing. But clearly the house looked like there were kids that lived in it.
3 sources now tell us it has been weeks since 5-year-old Taylor Williams was last seen. A neighbor from the apartment complex in the South Side said he often saw Taylor alone. He says the last time he saw the little girl was in May.
And a neighbor here at Southside Villas actually told investigators that he would see little Taylor Rose alone every other day. She would often wave to him from her apartment, and he said he noticed she always had on those same pajamas with that same little doll.
The lies that police say that her mother told.
A big conflict with what mom is telling police.
This investigation has led us to what we believe to be the remains of Taylor Rose.
Investigators say her mother, a naval petty officer, is no longer cooperating with police.
Mother of Taylor Williams has been arrested this evening on charges of child neglect and giving false information to investigators during the search for Taylor.
Multiple developments happened all at once. I mean, from the mother being a person of interest, from remains being found, to that very day with the arrest and the charges of child neglect. Then Brianna Williams being admitted to the hospital for an apparent.
The suspect has been absentee booked at a local hospital after being admitted today due to an apparent overdose of some sort.
Brianna Williams is now on life support. She is at the hospital in a medically induced coma.
Hey, what's up? It's iCkEdMeL, and I didn't know that there was an update on the whole Brianna Williams, the mother that reported her daughter missing, Taylor Williams. She was first seen in court the other day, January 8th.
After close to 2 months sitting in jail, Brianna Williams faced a judge Wednesday morning for the first time.
The only reason I knew that there was an update because I saw Everyday Shenanigans. She posted a video and I got a notification. I was like, oh, wow, nobody reached out to me about this. First time in court, she looks like she lost a lot of weight.
Definitely looks like she's lost some weight. Maybe that's because she's depressed and she's not eating.
Another noticeable thing in court besides her weight loss and her facial features is the red jumpsuit. Blaring right there, standing out in court. The standard issue is gray or green, and I guess this is for somebody that's under watch for like self-harm or anything like that. And if you've been following this story, I'll put the playlist down below. I have a bunch of, well, I have like 3 videos I think on this, but I put a nice compilation for you that I'm going to play for you soon, that if you missed out some details, this will kind of catch you up really quickly. But the day that Taylor was found, the body, is the day that Brianna overdosed.
She's being watched for possible self-harm, is at a high escape risk, or has needed medical transport.
First Coast News brought on this like criminal analyst, and he was talking about why the charges aren't higher. You know, it's probably some sort of strategy. They already have enough to keep her in there. She has a $1 million bond.
Tonight, she sits in jail facing a $1 million bond.
And the bond is going to keep her in custody. So there's no rush to charge her with anything else. If you're going to charge her with a capital offense, you want to take your time.
So far, there hasn't been a manner of death listed for Taylor, but this made me think about Malia Davis. You remember we were having those conversations about the manner of death, and there was this legal analyst talking and the whole process of decomposition. Well, I'm going to put these clips in for you to check it out. One of the questions, and what people have been asking, is why hasn't Darian been charged with murder yet? People are getting a bit upset about that. So let me play this clip for you.
Well, as we talked about moments ago, this is not a situation where there was a gun battle in the middle of Montrose where we have multiple eyewitnesses who can testify as to the manner and means and cause of death.
Manner and means and cause of death. In this soundbite, he was asked why were they able to get the tampering with a corpse so easily but not murder charges, and you know, that's a big question that everybody's been asking. Here he explains it, and the thing is too is if they mess up, if they screw something up and they go to court, that's it. There's only one time. You know, there's no double jeopardy.
And in that situation, you have to be able to prove that this or any other defendant did then and there intentionally and knowingly cause the death of a child younger than 10, in this case by manner and means unknown to the grand jury. That takes time. It takes investigation.
Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on that. Now, last night, on a different note, I had to take Maddie back to the ER again. If you follow my Facebook or my YouTube community tab, I gave some advice on giving the optimal dose, weight-specific dosing for ibuprofen to your child. And so Saturday night, I had to take her to the ER because of this high fever. And then last night, her mother called me, and Madison had like a really high fever, and you know, she was just doing really bad, and she was on medication. So we took her back. Took them back to the ER. We went together, and they checked her out. They did the first time she went, they did a strep throat test, and they did a flu test. She went back again. Now they did an x-ray, a chest x-ray, which they said looks fine. And they did this other flu, because there's so many strains of the flu. So they did this other test to see. We're going to get the results this morning. So she's doing fine. She's doing a lot better. But now it's like we're dosing and alternating ibuprofen and Tylenol every 3 hours. And the dose is weight specific. And, you know, when kids have fevers, you really shouldn't cover them up with a bunch of clothes. Keep them in light clothes to keep them cool, to bring their body temperature down. Do sponge baths, like lukewarm water sponge baths. It helps really cool their body down too. I probably slept maybe 3-4 hours last night, probably 3. By the time we left the ER though, she was like smiling, her normal self, giggling. So she needs to be like around the clock every 3 hours, because what happens is there's a delay with the medication. So I think the nurse said with Tylenol, it could be like an hour to 2 hour delay. So if you're waiting until the fever comes all the way back up to give that dose, then that child's going to be in fever for like another hour or two. So there's just like 3 hour rotation kind of thing you got going on. Anyway, I'm confident that she's going to be fine. It was an interesting night between the x-ray, which Madison didn't like, and nostril stuff that they put in her nose. The ER that we went to is a really good ER. It's one that I used to work in, one hospital that I used to work at. And I don't know, it's just an interesting experience, you know, because Madison, I mean, we were snuggling the whole time, cuddling. She was, what was kind of funny, I'll tell you this one little moment, was that she didn't want to take the medication from the nurse, like the syringe, I think it was Tylenol or Motrin, both of them. She wouldn't take meds from none of the nurses. And she gives her mother a hard time, too, with taking the meds. So her mother's like, oh, just give it to dad. She'll take it from him. So Madison did not want to take it from the nurse. As soon as the nurse gives me the syringe and I put it to Madison's mouth, she just drank it all like nothing. And everybody was looking at me like, what? How did you do that? I don't know. I'm grateful for the things that I have in my life. I may not have a lot, but I'm blessed for the job, for the insurance, for the family. And I don't know, I have a really good connection, a strong connection with Madison. You know, back in the day too, when she was a lot younger, there'd be days where I was going through stuff, and babies really sense things. They really, really sense things. And she would know. She would really, like, literally comfort me, even from an infant. Like I said, that I had a connection with her before she was even born. I really do think that makes a difference for dads out there. I'm telling you. So you can have some sort of special connection too. You don't have to be left out during the pregnancy. You can read to the baby in the womb. You can sing. You can do all kinds of stuff. You can just be around mom. I forgot what month it is. They can hear sounds outside of the body. So you can have a connection even before the baby's born. And I think that really helped out. But she's doing good so far. You know, we just have to keep an eye on it. It happens to so many kids. I think that it's really important that weight-specific based dosing for ibuprofen and Tylenol, the formula. There's cheat sheets online. And I'm not talking about the instructions that's on the back of a box. So just to kind of educate ourselves, to like help out our kids. And that's why I haven't really been too active since Friday. Yesterday was the first night that Madison was with her mother since Friday. And so that's why I had time to actually make this video until the whole situation happened. Thank you guys for the support. Make sure you subscribe. I feel like I've been stuck at this 27,000 thing for like years. It's probably been a month, but it feels like years. So comment below. I appreciate your support. Have a great day. Take care of yourselves, and peace.
I see potential subscribers.